When I first saw the title, I'm glad my mom died, my brain short circuited. I had to blink several times and double check that I wasn't hallucinating or troublesome title again. Because, what do you mean? You are glad your mom died? That's not exactly a casual statement. That's the kind of a title that makes you want to see anywhere but on your smartphone screens and pretend it never happened. And here's the thing, I had never watched a single episode of iCarly. I couldn't have picked Jennette Mccurdy's out of a line of blonde women in early 2000s tank tops. So I went into this book completely blind. No nostalgia goggles, no Nickelodeon fueled sentimentality. And let me tell you, this book did things to my soul. Hi, if you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you have already been here, hey, welcome back to my channel, where the hot topic of discussion is a memoir for the right time. I am glad my mom died by Jennette Mccurdy because it's not just a memoir, it's a full body experience. It's devastating, it's hardly hilarious, and it unpacks the absolute nightmare of growing up in the entertainment industry in a way that made me physically recoil. So, if you are even remotely curious, stick around because we need to talk about I Am Glad My Mom Died by Jennette Mccurdy. So, first thing first, maternal abuse. The light-hearted topic? I know. Jennette's relationship with her mom is genuinely one of the most disturbing things I have ever read. And what makes it so unsettling is that she doesn't even realize she is being abused at that time. She just thinks this is what love looks like. And that's horrifying. Her mom isn't just controlling. She is a full-on villain origin story. If this were a Disney movie, we'd all be waiting for her dramatic comeuppance in the third act. But this is a real life, and that's what makes it even worse. And Janet captures that so well. How she idolized her mother, even as was being broken by her. The forced showers, the constant checkings of her private parts. Man, it gave me chills. How her mother sometimes forced Janet and her brother to shower together, even when she was already 16, made things even worse. The food restrictions from such an early age, with kids are in such a growing stage needing a lot of nutritious diet, she takes away the innocence of the child from the very beginning to fulfill her unmanifested dreams through her daughter. This makes me think, how heartless can a parent be? The emotional blackmail, the guilt trips every time Janet tried to speak her heart was devastating, which shows the mental health of her mom was really concerning. That eventually destroyed Janet's childhood and her little opportunity to live a simple, ordinary life as a child. It's also horrifying, yet so matter of fact in a way she writes about it. You can feel Janet in her words like these, where she says, fame has put a wedge between mom and me that I didn't think was possible. She wanted this, and I wanted her to have it. I wanted her to be happy. But now that I have it, I realize that she is happy and I am not. Her happiness came at the cost of mine. I feel robbed and exploited. Sometimes I look at her and I just hate her. And then I hate myself for feeling that. I tell myself I'm ungrateful. I'm worthless without her. She's everything to me. Then I swallow that feeling I wish I hadn't had. And I tell her, I love you so much, mommy. And I move on, pretending that it never happened. I pretended for a job for so long and for my mom for so long, and now I'm starting to think I'm pretending for myself too. Wow, what a raw, painful, yet the harsh reality of our life. And this book is absolute perfection in today's world where kids are taken as a means of being popular on social media platforms like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Videos with kids are more popular and viral across all age groups in social media these days. Everything is shown on social media from the pregnancy announcement to nursery settings to birth videos to whatnot. Yes, you may argue that they are just sharing the memories, but using your own kids as a means of business is a dangerous era to be in. You never know what is happening behind the scenes. You never know if the child is forced to be in front of camera, if the kids are fed up upon half truths, if the child is being emotionally or physically abused to act on a certain way. So, this memoir acts as a validation point to such kids who were confused about whether they were being truly loved or their parents were just using them as a pawn to grow their channel, boost their business, and earn a lot of money. Please comment down below if you have experienced it firsthand or have witnessed any of such abuse. And then there is this whole world of eating disorder arc, which made me want to throw this book across the room in sheer rage. Because, oh my god, her mother didn't just allow it, she encouraged it. That brings back all the memories while I read the book, where the child Janet is concerned about her developing boobs and she innocently asks her mom if there was a way to slow down hitting puberty early. To which her mother so confidently suggests that being calorie deficient can surely slow down the growth. God, it was such an heartless act to be done by any parent. And yet, in the moment, Janet sees it as something good, as something bonding between them. That was one of the hardest things to read. But it's also one of the most powerful aspects of the memo. She doesn't sugarcoat it. She doesn't soften it to make it more palatable. She lays it out exactly as it happened, which makes it even more impactful. From the very beginning, she was out here treating Janet's eating disorder like a sure hobby. Like, mother taught and taught a Pilates classes. Nah, let's bond over calorie restrictions. What in the fucking hell? What hit me hardest though was how the trauma doesn't just disappear when her mother dies. Because that's the thing about toxic relationships. They don't just end. When the person is gone, it lingers, it festers, it seeps into every part of your life until you have to unlearn everything you thought was normal. The therapy chapters, oof, the amount of emotional damage this book unearthed in me, quite concerning. And speaking of this, made me spiral her love life. To say Janet had a complicated relationship with men is an understatement. Her dating life is basically just a long, tragic experiment in what if I dated this man and still felt empty inside. And honestly, relatable. The way she writes about it, though, is so brutally self aware that it actually made me laugh and then immediately feel bad for laughing. That's the genius of her writing. It's unflinching but also weirdly funny. Her writing style is different for the chapters she writes about her childhood to how she writes about her life during or after the therapy, which shows she had come a long, long way, and that adds an extra touch to the raw, real, unapologetic truth about her life. Then we have her jealousy towards her co-stars, particularly Miranda and later Ariana Grande. And let me tell you, this was fascinating because we don't often see celebrities admitting, yeah, I compared myself to my co-stars and I felt like I was constantly coming up short. But you know what? Janet lays it all out for us, guys. Her insecurities, her resentments, her feeling like she was always playing a second fiddle. And honestly, it makes so much sense. She was thrown into an industry that loves to pity young women against each other. And then she was expected to just be fine? Well, great. And now let's talk about the most concerning topic, Nickelodeon. Because what in the actual hell was going on over there? The way Janet describes her time on iCarly and Sam and Cat is grim. She never outright names the creator, but if you know, you know. And what she does say is enough to make you want to set fires to your childhood nostalgia. Nickelodeon was not the fun, quirky kids network we all thought it was. It was a mess. And Janet was trapped in it, and she didn't even want to act. She was forced into it. And when you realize that, her entire story becomes even more heartbreaking. But despite all this, the trauma, the abuse, the horrifying industry secrets, this book isn't just a giant saw feast. And that's all thanks to Janet's writing style, which is so sharp and dry that I genuinely laughed out loud at times. It's the kind of humor that sneaks up on you, where you are sitting there reading about a deeply traumatic moment and suddenly, bang, she hits you with a joke that's so bleakly funny. You don't know whether to laugh or to cry. It's genius. So, final thoughts? This book emotionally wrecked me, and I would 110% recommend it because I am glad my mom died isn't just a celebrity memo. It's a story about survival, about breaking cycles, about finding yourself when you have spent your entire life being told who you should be. It's devastating, it's hilarious, it's unforgettable. And if you don't read it, well, I mean, I'm not saying I will judge you, but I'm also not saying that. So yeah, if you enjoyed this discussion in I'm glad my mom died, do not forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Until the next video, bye bye and see you soon.